One of California prison's most efficient crime-fighting tools is the use of contraband-sniffing dogs. They search inmate cells high and low for cell phones and other banned items. The California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, CDCR, currently has 39 dogs in the canine program at various institutions. This lady knows a thing or two about canines. Correctional Officer of the Year Macaria Orgazon and her dog Blue have been together for 3.5 years. Orgazon was just recognized in the Medal of Valor ceremony as the Correctional Officer of the Year. She says these well-trained dogs are vital in the search for contraband.
For instance, if we're going to search a dorm setting, which can house 12 inmates, a canine by itself can clear that dorm for narcotics or contraband in about 3 minutes, when it would take several staff members to search that dorm. It could take them up to several hours.
Contraband is the currency of a dangerous underground economy in prisons. From July 1st, 2013 to July 1st, 2014, CDCR's canine teams have discovered 1,301 cell phones. These phones can be used to terrorize victims and manage drug deals and street gangs in our communities. So what else is the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation doing to control illegal cell phones in prisons? They're shutting them down. In June of 2012, Avenal became the first state prison to implement managed access systems technology. CDCR's Tammy Irwin oversees the program, which seeks to block unauthorized calls made within the prisons from getting out.
Managed access is a technology used to manage authorized and unauthorized phones.
So what that means is, if there are contraband cell phones in prisons with managed access, those calls are not getting out. They're blocked. There are now 18 prisons throughout the state using managed access.
It's challenging because we're trying to cover as much of the institution as possible without bleeding over or impacting the public.
California has the largest deployment of managed access of any prison system in the United States, and it came at no cost to the taxpayer.
It's complex. It's not an easy solution, but it is one that I believe is the cornerstone in helping to manage cell phones.
Cell phones in prisons can cause all sorts of problems in our communities. Managed access technology deploys a secure cellular umbrella over the prison to either permit or interfere with transmissions of cell phones within that prison. Any devices not permitted by prison officials are considered unauthorized and are denied access to the carrier's network. This does not apply to emergency 911 calls. Irwin reminds us that the new managed access technology is just one tactic in CDCR's fight against contraband cell phones. Those contraband cell phones can also be a real threat to victims and their families. This man works for the Office of Victim and Survivor Rights and Services at CDCR and receives calls from victims or a victim's family saying they're being contacted by an inmate using a smuggled cell phone to communicate through social media. The Office of Victim Services will take screenshots of the page and send them, along with any information gathered from the victim or their family, to the CDCR Investigative Services, or ISU. They also contact Facebook's security page to have the Facebook page shut down. CDCR's ISU follow up on the tip with a surprise search of the inmate's cell, usually resulting in the confiscation of a contraband cell phone. Mike Young, a manager here at Victim Services, has some good advice if you or someone you know is being threatened by an inmate who has an illegal cell phone and is using social media.
Well, I would advise them to first of all, let us know right away. Obviously, if it's a dangerous situation, you can remove your Facebook profiles and things like that. We always recommend that victims, or actually anybody, keep their profiles private, because, unfortunately the inmates can gain access to that stuff.